Alright guys, here we've got Mr. Burling's final comment with this quote just before Inspector Gould arrives at his house and breaks up the engagement party. A man has to mind his own business and look after himself. Now, the repetition of a man throughout this perhaps shows us Mr. Burling believes in the patriarchal society of a man controlling his family and society itself, or perhaps it's just a reminder of the patriarchal society at this time. The use of the word business is quite interesting. Obviously, Burling means it in the sense of the business that we do in our everyday lives, our day-to-day stuff that we do, which business obviously means. But it's also got the second meaning, hasn't it, of a profit-making organisation, a company, such as Burling and Company, something that which Burling so obviously loves himself and shows us the priority for Burling, and perhaps emphasises that his priority is business. We've also then got look after himself and his own. Now this is repeated from before, and this repetition shows us his political views on unrestricted capitalism, that it shouldn't be looking after anybody else other than yourself, and that's how unrestricted capitalism will work. It's interesting that he forgets his family this time, perhaps foreshadowing the split in the families to come, or perhaps just showing us Mr. Burling really does only care about himself. We've then got this wonderful adverb, sharp. Ring of the doorbell. And this adverb sharp emphasises how the Burling's world is about to be brought crashing down. The ring, the doorbell itself here, and the telephone both act as symbols for how the Burlings cannot escape the consequences of their actions. And this quote for me is really linked to the context of the time, which you can see in the black context box at the bottom, that in 1945 Britain had elected a socialist government for the first time, the Labour Party, and like the Burlings, everything was changing.